New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Hello. This is Rockin the Love, and we're so glad to be here with you. I am Robyn Olmstead.
And I am Gil, and we are looking at another Wednesday in July. We're cooking along here, aren't we?
Another Wednesday in July, which means we're already midway in July, almost. But that's crazy.
It's not so crazy. It's just the reality. Sometimes it feels like so much happened that we don't even realize how long it's been. I mean, look at how much we happened yesterday in one day.
I don't even remember yesterday.
There you go. See? It's so much you can't even remember it.
So this is Rockin the Love, and that's what we're about, is Rockin the Love. This is a show about, at the end of the day, no matter what the situation is, the solution is always to add more love. Add more love, more love, more love. And we are a married couple living in two different places. However, it's summertime and we're together, and it's very exciting to be in the same house for more than 4 weeks at a time.
Summer vacay.
Right? It's just a whole different thing. So, and we're very excited. Today we have a guest on our show. We have Ellen Suazo, the infamous Ellen Suazo. Many of you may know her because she does a lot of things that we'll talk about later. But she's here to talk about the Conference of the Americas. And I know you all have heard us talk about it. Make sure and, check in with us. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I know some people have talked to us about going along to Lake Chapala in August, and we're very, very excited to be doing this trip. So you'll hear a little bit more about that after we go to the break. Anything you want to say?
I just want to say it's very exciting, and making travel arrangements is very entertaining. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
Figuring it out, and I think in part because of where we live, going to Mexico, we have all these options for the way to get there, so that makes it even more complicated. It's not like you just put in one thing and boom, find out what works there. We have this option, that option, and the other one. But that's part of the excitement of going somewhere different, and is part of a lot of it's the journey, getting there and getting back, and all that. So I'm excited about it.
It's good. I'm excited too.
Yeah, trying to figure out what's going to happen with all the things here when we're gone. But it's going to be good.
It's going to be great.
For those that don't know, we have a new resident of the home that is a puppy dog.
Yeah.
He's not a puppy. He's a puppy dog. And so that's going to be a little bit new in terms of figuring out whether someone stays at the house or he goes somewhere or whatever. So that's a little daunting too, but it's good.
I just want to say hi to Wayne out there from Canada. Nice to see you, Wayne. Thanks for joining us. And why don't you show him the puppy?
Because he wanted out and I let him out.
Oh, okay, got it.
That's so rare.
It is rare. All right. Okay. So how was your week?
Week's good. Week has been good. Very busy, a lot going on, but also very relaxing because it was sort of the holiday weekend, and we didn't push too hard. Um, it wasn't too bad, and then we sent our godson off to camp early on Saturday morning, and yeah, it's been a good week. Good
Yeah, it's
week.
been a
Thanks.
good
How about
week.
you?
Same. I mean, it's different asking you that question when I'm here with you because I know how your week was. But yeah, it's been a good week. It's just getting settled in and just finding like those patterns, and it feels like I don't know. Like I'm sure it's a global thing, but it feels like there's a lot of shift happening in the world, and even with our godson who you've heard us talk about many a time, even if we just call it teenagers. um, like his experience at camp is totally different. He's in a totally different zone, and just with things like church and different things, it feels like it's just a time where everything's shifting. Like systems are breaking down to break through, and people are finding new things to be focused on.
Well,
So
you've
that's
said
what my
it.
week feels like.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was going to say you've said it pretty clearly, in that it feels like we're kind of in this time of up leveling, and I think we both are the things we're involved with, the people around us are all being called to kind of step up and grow a notch, if you will, and take another step up the ladder in terms of where they are in their life and what's happening. And and what's good about that is again, it's kind of like the travel. It's an adventure. What am I going to see from this next spot on my journey? What's it going to look like?
But even more than that, because I mean, we've come to this kind of crossroads many times in our life. We do it all the way through all the years of living, right? In our 20s, especially, and 30s, and moving on. You get to those points, but like at this point, it feels like there's not as much battle around it. It's like it's a real surrender to the next piece of the journey. Does that
Well,
make sense?
I think that's what we've learned, over time, is how part of it has been learning how to surrender into the journey
Mhm.
and allow it to happen. And that's the whole thing about Rockin the Love, is it's about how we show up in the world. It's not about what's happening and all of that. It's about how we show up. Are we coming from that space of love? And if we can do that with ourselves, we create a relationship with ourselves that allows us to do the same with others and be in relationship and support them in the same way.
Right. So
So
true.
that's my sermon for today.
So glad we've had that moment. All right. So, along with that, I just want to take us into our next segment, which is one of my favorite segments. It's Here's the Good News. And I love this because so many times out in the world, I find myself with people who want to talk about everything that's going wrong and
Hmm.
what doesn't work. And this is a real opportunity to just remember and anchor in the knowingness that there's good stuff happening too, really good stuff, no matter what it feels like, no matter where you're caught up in the madness and the chaos, there's miracles and magic happening. And so this is why we find good news stories to share with you that we don't get to hear about on the news. So what do you got?
Well, I found a woman who was formerly a producer, I think, in Hollywood, and retired, and got about 9,000 acres on a ranch. And she spends her time basically rescuing wild horses and wild burros
Hmm.
who are rounded up by the BLM every year to cull the herd. But she does it. Her whole premise is to keep the families and herds together, because it tends to be like we see in all the wild shows. When you chase after a herd, you get a couple pulled off to the side, and they take those, and then they're separated from their families and etc. And so she figures out how to bring them together. And sometimes one's in Oregon and one's in somewhere else, because once they round them up, they send them out places.
Wow.
And she pulls all as best she can. She finds the different families and groups that were together that somehow got separated, and she adopts them both and brings them to her ranch.
Wow. That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work. She uses a whole bunch of people that are photographers that are out there. So, they track the different horses and they follow them by photography. And, there's Facebook pages in some places where people track certain animals. And so, all this different stuff, all this research she does to figure it out. And then she also even worked with the BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, to help her find particular animals. So anyway, I thought it was kind of cool. It's very different.
It is different. And I'm always so impressed by people. I mean, that's like such commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Such commitment. And I'm saying this in a technical way, not in a spiritual or whatever heart way, and it's so much commitment without getting anything back. It's not like she's getting paid to do it. It's just, it's just filling her heart. I mean, which is amazing, but that's just wild. That's great.
Yeah. If you look at the world, it's a thankless job because, who's paying attention? And yet, that somehow the horses are, that's right. The horses, the burros, she's tapped into that.
Right.
And also, what a level of compassion and holding love to be able to do that.
And I have to say, on another level, a little more woo-woo, what an amazing example of oneness. Like, I looked at a lot of stories this week about animals and, lions that hadn't seen the people that they were trained with in the jungle, and when they saw them, they went running to them and hugged them and all that. And like just these kind of things where that she is so in sync,
Mm-hmm.
She is living that oneness and knowing what they need and what they want. I love that. Beautiful story.
Yeah. And I think for me, it brings up the whole idea of how oblivious we can be to that in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
How when we see someone able to do that across communication lines, if you will, whether it's across to someone that's outside of their language or into a totally different culture of animals, but yet they still have that, and some of the rest of us struggle with it with our neighbors, so I think it's really fascinating.
Yeah, it is. Well, my story is I wanted to share the story. It's about a YouTuber who he's one of the world's largest YouTubers. He has over 300 million subscribers, followers, and his show is a show where he performs like crazy stunts and does crazy things like shredding a $500,000 Lamborghini into pieces and hiring a real assassin to try to find him. Just that stuff that we tell our teenagers not to put
not to watch,
not to put a lot of investment in that. But this is not the way that you're going to make money being a YouTuber influencer. But anyway, the point is, he has a video entitled "I Built 100 Houses and Gave Them Away," and what he's done is he's built way more than 100 houses, and he's done all these acts of kindness. And excuse me, he's known as Mr. Beast, and he's spent millions and millions of dollars on philanthropic causes. So the money he makes there, he really takes back out into the community. And so he took out his best philanthropy to Central and South America and different areas that have had natural disasters and left people homeless. Like in Jamaica, he found a family living in the rural mountains who'd lost their home in a landslide. And he built them a new modern home. And he did this for other families whose houses had flooded, where there were heavy rains. And in El Salvador, he paid for construction for a row of housing for that's a safe distance from a river that had recently flooded and washed away the whole community. And he also built like a soccer pitch for the kids to play on, and paid for brand new soccer equipment and cleats and all that for the kids. And he's given in Argentina, he partnered and transformed like 15 structures in low-income housing areas into ones that were comfortable with like weather resistant and had all the basic amenities and things. And by the time he had finished doing the same in Mexico, he had given away 83 houses. And he also went into Colombia and in an area that had tornadoes, and 17 different families got new furnished houses. And that's just like the latest installment of what he's done. He's also dug wells in villages in Africa and helped 1,000 kids and young people get cochlear implants, and
Wow.
held massive fundraisers for feeding families and constructing solar power stations and so much more. But it just goes to show you, we don't always know what we think we know, or or any of that, but I mean, it's such a heartwarming thing just to know that someone's taking care of the world like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because we could easily put him in a box. He's crazy, he wastes money, he's scared, he's getting kids, challenging them to do things, not necessarily intentionally, but still
Yeah.
they're being challenged to do these crazy radical things. And yes, that all may be true. And yet he's just found a way to raise enough money to do a whole bunch of stuff.
And to make a difference in a lot of people's lives.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean,
Right.
raise the money to do these things.
But I mean, both ways. I mean, I don't know what you get from watching Mr. Beast, but I'm sure on some level, besides the things that come up for me that I'm like, oh, why would you do that? There's also that on some level, I'm sure he gives people the courage to trust what they want to do and be who they want to be,
Yeah.
So, and that's probably his intention, along with being who he wants to be. So,
Right.
As always, it's all working out. Yay, spirit. All right. That's our good news for today. And the better news than that is that when we come back, Ellen Swazo will be here. How much more fun could it be than that? So take a break with us, hang out, watch some news from New Thought Media Network, and come right back and we'll be here. See you then.
Please help us say thank you to our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa, Om Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. Thank you for being part of the New Thought Media Network. Please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
American Descent New Thought Group proudly presents Celebrating Our Soul, Consciously Creating Change at Unity Village, Thursday, August 1st through Sunday, August 4th. Some of our greatest keynote speakers, some of our finest musicians and vocalists, some of our amazing and experienced panelists, and some of our fabulous masterclass presenters will be there for you at Celebrating Our Soul, Consciously Creating Change at Unity Village this summer. Regular registration ends June 30th, so don't delay. Register today at padntg.com. Sponsorship opportunities are available at padntg.com. Volunteer opportunities are available at padntg.com. Go there now, padntg.com. See you there.
Hello, hello. We're back along with Ellen Suazo, and we are rocking the love right here on New Thought Media Network. So, hi, Ellen. Here you are.
Hi, everyone.
So glad to
Thanks
have
for being with us.
Let me
Thank
tell
you
you a
for
little
having
bit.
me.
Let me tell you a little bit about Ellen before we get to chatting. Ellen and I met. Well, we haven't ever met, but Ellen and I met. Well, it's got to be like 10 years almost.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Like 10 or more years when we were regional reps for Centers for Spiritual Living for the different regions of the country and the world that we represent. And we were on a team together. And I'm going to tell you the truth. At first, I thought, like, she's kind of snotty. She's always so serious and so quiet. And then when I got to know her, what I know a little bit more about her is that she is so focused. And who is focused. She is always doing workshops and classes and her own church. What do you call it?
On Love Center.
One Life Center online that she has with a couple of people, and always doing something to make the world a better place. And this is a woman, what I know about her is she loves deeply. She cares about her family and her friends and her grandkids, and it's just so obvious that that's what she brings out into the world, and that's what she's given to me. So welcome, Ellen.
Thank you, Robyn. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. So one of the reasons we were having you was to talk about Conference of the Americas that's coming up. But I've always told you I wanted to have you on my show. So there's other things that you do and that we'd love to hear about. I mean, I'd love to hear about. I know you're passionate about Conference of the Americas, and how did that start for you?
Mm. In 2015 was my first conference, and the first conference for the convention actually started in 2014. So the one that I attended was the second time. And after I attended that first time, I was just so, after being part of the conferences for our organization, Centers for Spiritual Living, I found that being at that conference in Chapala gave me something that has always been in me. I think that not judging any culture, but for me, the culture my background as a Latina, we are very loving and we show our emotions, and the camaraderie that you have when you come to this convention. It's just something that I haven't found anywhere else that I go with our organization. And so, it's different, but definitely something that I love. I get to meet a lot of leaders within the organization that I would have not met before, like in one-on-one. We have lunch, dinner, and they have so many opportunities for you to rub elbows with other people that you might not have been able to rub elbows with, if you were not in that convention. That's what I have found.
Beautiful.
That's really interesting, Ellen. That the it sounds like the whole kind of feeling of it is different, in part because of the setting, the cultural setting, the whole thing. That's fascinating. I mean, I haven't ever been, so I'm looking forward to finding out.
But what I always say to someone is, you have to come, because even no matter how much I try to bring that warmth and that love that we share there, other than we learn, we grow spiritually, we learn, but we share a lot, and we get to have friends forever. Even though that I haven't met Robyn, like she say, in person, we have met online all the time. But I'm really looking forward for you to come to Las Americas, to the Chapala, because I know for sure that you will want to come again. And I always tell someone, you have to come. You have to come, because that's the only way that you will experience what I cannot bring to you with words. So.
Well, I think, don't you? So I'm trying to figure out how to say this and not have it sound racist, because I'm not trying to be racist at all. I'm just speaking from my experience. I mean, because the culture is different in Mexico, in South America, in Puerto Rico, in the Latin kind of countries, it's like I always feel like you said, I can't explain to somebody what even just setting foot on the ground there is, because the people are just different. And I mean, I think you experienced it, Gil, in Costa Rica,
Mm-hmm.
stepping into another country like that, you know. And not that, I mean, all countries are different, but there's, I don't know,
Well,
obviously I'm a little biased. So to me, in Mexico and in Latin America, people are so loving and so leading with their heart in a different way than
Yes.
than here.
Yes.
And but I realize as I'm saying this, it's similar to how I used to describe agape to people when I was at Agape International, because
Yes.
people, I would say, you
Yes.
just have to come, because
Yes.
it's you step into this vortex of love, and whether you like what's going on or you don't like what's going on, same in Mexico, whether you go, oh, it's dirty or this or that, the love supersedes that in a way.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That was a great example. Yes, because I remember when I went to Agape the first time, I felt so much love, and that's I'm glad that you brought that up, Robyn, because I never put it together like that. So that was wonderful. Yes, it's similar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The love so perceives everything. It's so much love in that place, and when we are surrounded by love, we always say, it sounds like a cliche. Love cures everything. Love is the answer, but it is the answer. It is the answer.
Yeah, and in this case, for those that don't speak Spanish, love supersedes the language as well, even though it's translated. But it doesn't matter. You still get a whole different vibe, and I'm imagining, and what I've seen of people, you begin to understand the language even though you don't understand the language. Yeah. Right?
well, and that's not
Yeah.
what you always said about agape.
Yeah. Well, it is, right? Because I would say people would go and Reverend Michael would talk and they'd be like, what? Because he talks fast and he uses our language, our metaphysical language. And it didn't matter what he said. They knew he said something that was important. They grasped the concept from a different place. So yeah, so I'm very excited. We're very excited to be going this year. And we're excited. We're excited. We're looking forward to it. Yeah.
I'm really happy you're coming this year. I'm really, really excited to finally meet you in person, even though that I know that when we meet, it's going to feel like a reunion.
Right?
But yes, because I feel that even though that we haven't met in person, we know each other,
Right.
on a very higher level.
Right.
So I think that supersedes not not knowing each other in person.
Ellen, I don't know if you know, but when we went to the conference in Charleston and with CSL, and on the way we had a flight change in Dallas, and we met Myrna and they had never met in person. Teresa she hadn't met her in person either, had she? Anyway, and they met us with she and her husband and son met us with bags of Whataburger food, and we sat and talked, and it was like a reunion, like you said. It was like a reunion. It was,
And I want to acknowledge
hear
and
you.
welcome Myrna, because she's out there in
Oh, there she is.
Yeah. So she didn't even know I knew she was there. There you go, Myrna. I see you. And I see other people out there too. So feel free to put in the chat that you're there. Yeah, that was great. So I want to ask you though, so if you were telling people right now, people who are on the fence, because I know there are people that hear about this and they go, oh, I want to do that. And then, time goes and whatever. What would you say to them? What would be the thing you would want them to know about this conference? And why they
I
should
would
be
say that this conference is is transformational. It is transformational in every area of your life because, we have workshops, the keynote speakers, the sharing of the the meals, the trips that we have. So there's space not just for learning and expanding emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, but you also get to have time for yourself. You get time to go and explore areas in the town that you will not want to miss. We also have dancing. We have a lot of fun, and that's the beauty of it. We have a disco night. We have a lot of fun. We dance, and it doesn't matter if you know how to dance or not. It's okay. We all dance, and so it's good to see everyone dancing on the floor that you might think, oh, look at him, look at her, look. So it's so much fun. It's so much fun. So it's not just learning this, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And if you like to have fun, you will not want to miss this. That's the way I see it. So it's not just a conference. It's like you have a vacation too. So imagine having a vacation and you expanding it spiritually. You feeling love and you're feeling welcome. And the beauty of it also is that it's bilingual. So whether you speak Spanish or not, it doesn't matter because everything is translated into English simultaneously. And the food is delicious. The place is beautiful. You have the lake and the mountains. I live in Puerto Vallarta, and what I love of Puerto Vallarta is the ocean and the mountains. But before I went to Puerto Vallarta, that first year in 2015, I was in Chapala. And after Chapala, I went to Puerto Vallarta with my family for vacation. And when I first got there, I was just like, oh my God, this is a paradise, because it's a paradise. It's beautiful. And the weather is nice. It's not hot at this time of the year in August in Chapala. So you will love it. You will have a good time. I have not invited someone that have said to me, oh, you know what? You wasted my time and my money. I didn't like any of it. I have not heard anybody. Everyone that I have invited, they have come again. And they have testimonials of them, because I said, you got to give your testimonial, because I want you to tell people what they need, what they're missing if they don't come. So I think that sometimes it's better when you have other people than myself, that I'm committed to be at this convention every year. From that first time that I went to the convention in 2015, I decided at that moment when I was there, I'm coming here every year. I don't have to think about it. For me, it's a given.
That's great. And I would add to that, I have never been to the convention, and I would add to that, this is the year to come. And I'll tell you why, besides the fact that we'll be there. But no, really, I predict that this is going to become bigger, and it's not going to be at Lake Chapala anymore when it gets too big. And I think, I know I've had conversations with people in CSL and leadership and things talking about, well, why not make this one of our international conventions and making it bigger and having it grow? And even when it grows, not that it's going to be bad, of course it's going to be good, but I think there's a level of intimacy and this, commitment that you've had to Lake Chapala and the people, the thing, and so this is the year, I think, to be there. That's what I would think.
I love that. I love that. I like that vision that you have, because we're keeping that, we're maintaining that vision to see this convention happen in other countries of Latin America, because all Latin America is beautiful. The whole entire world is beautiful. And I'm a world traveler. I love traveling. And the way I see it, if I can travel and be around people that love me and I love, and good food and good music and fun things to do, why not?
Viva la fun things, right? Why not?
So it's interesting hearing your description. In some ways, I'm thinking of the CSL teens right now are at teen camp, and I'm thinking there's some level at which it kind of sounds like a big camp, in the sense that there's fun things to do, there's dancing, there's some time to be spiritual and learn stuff, and there's time to hang out with different people, eat meals together. It's like a big camp for everybody,
Yeah.
in a certain
Yeah.
way.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes.
kind of cool.
There's another thing that I want to mention that I don't want to forget that just came to me, is that we also, one of the afternoons, we get to choose to either go on a trip with a group, or we can choose to go and give our time to an orphanage that is called Love in Action. It's an orphanage of girls, and the story of this orphanage is amazing. This it started by this woman just taking kids that were homeless and that they didn't have parents to take care of them, and her story is just amazing. And I got so moved by it that I started volunteering every year, and now is one of the things that I'm the leader of this Love in Action. I don't even know how it came to my hands, but it is now. So, but I love it. Even though I took my granddaughter with me into 2018, and she volunteered there. We stayed there for 2 weeks extras. We went earlier so we can volunteer there, cleaning, painting, playing with the girls. And it was just so much fun to see it firsthand, and to get to know the story of this orphanage and the great job that they're doing there. So we part of that as well, because as we go there and give our time, we might have things to do there. They might have things ready for us to do, like painting or organizing. So there's a lot of things that you can do and get to experience the culture, because a lot of times when people travel, they don't get to experience culture. And I think that if you travel, it's very important that you experience culture. And how do you do that? By mingling with people, the locals, and you get to do that there.
Yeah, those are invaluable experiences. I mean, because they're real and they're from the heart. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what you thought was what was the real spiritual value of this event, and then you said that. So I feel like you already answered it.
Yeah, it's transformational. It's very, and to see the little girls to be so happy when we get there, it's like they already know that we're gonna come every year. They're looking forward us having us there, and it's just beautiful. It's an experience that I will say anyone that is coming to Chapala to sign up for.
Beautiful. And let me ask you about the orphanage. Is there anything else they need? Like I know we actually did that in Costa Rica, and we brought them like books and toys and different things. Is there something to take to them as
Yes,
well?
you can. Yes, you can do that. Yes, you definitely can do that. You can bring clothes. You can bring books because they always needing things.
Right. And how old or what's the ages of the kids?
They have kids from the age of 2 years to 16.
Okay. Okay. All right. And what about like art supplies and things like that? Do they?
Definitely, yes, yes. Anything for school supplies, yes.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. It's very exciting.
Yeah, and they also have a website. Their website is lovinaction.com, and anyone can go and do donations there as well.
Okay. Great.
It's a great idea.
Okay. So here's what I want to know about. So I heard about the field trip to the spa.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about the spa.
Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah.
It's relaxing. You love it. I
And then
loved it.
someone else was telling us about, and I can't remember the name, but like, did Michael say 30 minutes away or something? There's hot springs. Do you know about
Yes.
that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you
The
been there?
They're
spot
like,
is yes, I've been to all of them.
yeah. She said they were like right on the lake.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And is that a good trip to do?
Yes, if you like hot spring, you want to do that. If you like the spa, you can do it. Whatever you want to do, it's definitely you're not gonna regret it. I can honestly say that.
And you're never going to beat the prices.
I was about to say that, but you
Well, first of all, the
you took
prices.
you took the words out of my mouth.
That's right. Robin does love spas. But the prices for the conference are so reasonable. I mean, you can't for hotel and lodging and food and conference, all included is what is it? It's under $1,000. It's like $700 ish.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
under $800. So you definitely can beat this. We do our best to keep it as affordable as we can. And honestly, there's no convention that I've gone that is gonna cost me less than that.
I can't even stay home on the weekend for under that half the time. I mean, really. I mean, you know what I mean? That's crazy amount for what you're
Yeah,
getting.
yeah, you
So
get
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. There are so many reasons to join us in August. And now the conference is August 5th to the 9th.
10 to the 10th. Checkout was 10. Check-in, the registration is the 6th, but we are having Kathy Ann Lewis doing a workshop for ministers and practitioners. And
Right.
it's going to be on the 5th, on Monday, the 5th, a whole day workshop. So there's going to be some people that are going to come on Sunday and they're going to get discount hotels for that Sunday and Monday. So it's just going to, we definitely want you to come. We definitely would like you to experience it for yourself. And we know that you will come again.
Yes. Yes. Yes, you will. So, tell us a little bit about your services.
I am a holistic entrepreneur. I teach entrepreneurs how to start their online business, online and offline. And you can get a free ebook that you can get. You can go to www.com, holisticentrepreneuronline.com. If you go there, you'll get the ebook, the free ebook. and you will be added to my mailing list as well. You can also find me at ellenswasso.com and learn more about me. I'm on social media as well as Holistic Entrepreneur. That's my Holistic Entrepreneur _EH. And then you can go to the Instagram for Conscious Living. Number 4, Conscious Living.
That was a lot of information. Is that right?
HolisticEntrepreneurOnline.com.
Oh, online. Okay.
Wow. So where are you? Oh, yeah, you're. What was the question I want to ask? I just wanted to know, like, what kind of people are you getting that are coming to you wanting to learn this, wanting to get this information and be helped?
Anyone that considers themselves a holistic entrepreneur, therapists, yoga teachers, anyone that when I say holistic entrepreneur, they feel their calling. They feel that they are part of this niche. Because it's anyone that is integrating a spiritual, the universal laws, and and when we integrate the universal laws, we know that is mind, body, and spirit. We take care of all the parts of our beings. So anyone that is in that field, helping people, that's what I do. And I also do practitioner sessions or coaching for anyone that is looking to transform their life from sadness into happiness, frustration into joy.
Beautiful. We'll have to have you back to talk about that another time and go deeper into that and what you do and who you do that with. And I guess in the last few minutes, is there any last things or anything we need to say about Chapala?
Come and prove me wrong. And that's what I would say. Come and prove me wrong. And I refund your money.
Okay, and so it is. You heard it here. Chapala is definitely the place to be. Gil and I will be there. New Thought Media will be there. Rev Robert, Emma, I don't know who else, but there's
Reverend Katian, our leader from
Reverend
CSL,
Sunny
Reverend
Cantrell.
Sunny. Yeah. We're gonna have a lot of great people there. We are gonna have. I'm gonna be speaking at the end of the conference as well. So.
Wow.
Fantastic. And Gil is speaking in the opening of the conference as well. And we're doing a workshop. So yeah, they're good times. Maybe we'll all come back and report. Maybe we'll have you back in August, the end of August, and we can talk about what you missed. If you're not coming, we're
gonna have some testimonials from the new people.
There you go. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It has been an honor. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you there. I look forward to meeting you and hugging you and just spending time with you.
Me too. I can't wait. It's very exciting. All right. So
take care.
Bye. So this is Rockin the Love, y'all. And you can feel the love, right? I mean, can't you feel the love?
And I'm so grateful to Ellen for coming and hanging out with us and bringing her enthusiasm and perspective to this whole thing.
Yes.
So I'm ready to go now. When do we leave?
Now we can book the plane a day earlier.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm actually excited. I didn't even say this to Ellen that we're going to go visit my family first that live in Guadalajara. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited. It's going to be fun. I don't think it's just getting real, right? It's just getting real. And we told some people last week at Gil's church. We announced it at church, and people were like, "Well, I want to go." So there's a couple people interested. So we'll see how that pans out. But anyway, join us.
We'll be sending them recordings of the show.
Don't delay. Well, why would we send recordings? We'll be there with Robert. We can.
No, I meant we'll send the folks from the center that were interested, according to this, so they can hear Ellen's perspective and get them convinced they should make it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right. So we're done. Are you done?
Yes, I think we're done for today.
We're done for today. We gotta go. We gotta go finish making our reservations and pay our. Arriba Mexico. Ay, mi hermano, es mi comadre. Arriba Mexico, Viva Mexico. We're just, anchoring this. We know that it's global. We know that all of South America is participating as well as everyone else in the world. But yeah, if you can't come for some reason, we just invite you to hold the vision with us and just to know really that as we go to Chapala, we truly are rocking the love and we're anchoring it there. And it's just, it doesn't matter on that level whether you're there or not, because your heart can come with us. So we invite you and your heart to come with us. And we look forward to that. And if your heart has been touched today by anything that's happened here, we also invite you to donate because there's so much good program going on. Mirna has a program in the morning with prayers in Spanish, and our producer, Michael Mangus, has his show on Friday night. And in between, there's so many good things. There's a great show immediately following our broadcast. And it doesn't matter what time of day you tune in. There's something here for you. There's Tracy Brown, and there's just a plethora of people. Zoe DeMuro. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. Wherever you go, there we are. So tune in, and if you're moved to donate, please do so at newthoughtmedia.org. And we thank you, and we look forward to rocking the love with you next week. So we'll see you here. Rock the love.
Rock on.